name's Lorena Hooks, and I come tonight as a community member, a former employee, and a former parent of children to explain at least one reason why you're losing enrollment. I was doing some research while you pushed us to the end because you didn't want to hear our comments, and I can tell you that OSPI says about 14,000 students in Washington have turned to homeschooling. And while you sat up here and argued about private schools, I can tell you that I work at one, and our high school grew 10% this year. Our elementary grew more than that. We had to add a second grade and a seventh grade class. We have a wait list. We have to turn families away, and next year we'll be adding more. There are a reason that parents are turning to homeschool and private schools, and it's because there's a silent majority that you no longer listen to. Last year during the Pride Month, there was parents who opted out of Pride activities, and they were told they could. And then shortly after that, they got a letter from the principal that said, the Olympia School District has an ethical obligation to make sure all children are welcomed, honored, and treated with dignity at our school. And Outcome 4 states that students will have the skills, knowledge, and courage to identify and confront personal, systemic, and societal bias. But this does not extend to your Christian students. You've forgotten that. I was a teacher in the Olympia School District until 2019. And I left because I didn't feel welcome at my school. I didn't feel honored, and I didn't feel dignified, and I was not the only one. And I watched my Christian students get bullied. They were afraid to say that they were Christians because as soon as they did, they were called hateful bigots, and nothing was done. After teaching about Martin Luther King's letters from Birmingham jail, I was hauled into the principal's office and asked why I would give them a question about his beliefs. Well, it was in our book. How did his beliefs influence his actions? And the student who reported me, they weren't asked to talk about their personal bias against his religion. I was reprimanded. Yet right down the hall, a teacher posted a picture of her kids cutting into a pride cake. And then she captioned her picture as she posted it on Instagram, "This is how we show those Christian bigots." And nothing happened to that teacher. I was asked to remove my cross because it was offensive. We've taken Christ out of Christmas, God out of our schools, and we stayed silent because we didn't want to make waves. But now, our children are being forced to participate in activities we don't agree with without the ability to opt out. Not wanting to celebrate something we don't agree with doesn't make us hateful or intolerant people. But you are no longer allowing parents the ability to not participate, so they are leaving. And I find it amusing that you talked about high standards, yet when COVID hit, you were shut down for 5 months. My school pivoted in 5 days. And when 2021 was hit and you stayed closed, my school was open and in person every single day. So your students are leaving because they are looking for quality education, and they're looking for something not being shoved down their throats. We saw a huge influx of students who were not only looking to get away from that oppressive environment, but for the higher standard. Thank you.